1911. The Shin Hye Revolution in 1911 overthrew the king's imperial rule. Young officials, military officers, and students began to advocate the overthrow of the Qing dynasty and the creation of a republic. They were inspired by the revolutionary ideas of Sun Yat-sen. A revolutionary military uprising began on the 10th of October, 1911 in Wuhan.
1912. Republic of China was formed in Nanjing on March 12, 1912. Sun Yat-sen was the first president, but soon was forced to turn power over to Yuan Shikai, who commanded the new army. This guy tries to declare himself emperor, but is forced to abdicate. Then he dies.
1916. The Republican government was all but shattered. This ushered in the warlord era. The country was ruled by shifting coalitions and competing provincial military leaders. China refused to sign the Treaty of Versailles. This increased China's pride.
Yay! 1925. Sun Yat-sen dies in 1925. Chiang Kai-Shek takes control of the Nationalist Party, KMT. Chiang Kai-Shek forms an allegiance with the warlords in the north and begins to fight against the Communist Party of China, CPC. The CPC begins a long retreat known as the March to the Northwest of China during the time Mao Zedong becomes a new leader of the Communists.
1931 to 1945. From 1931 to 1945, the KMT versus CPC have huge fights and epic battles. 1937 to 1945, Japan attacks and there's the Sino-Japanese War, and the KMT and CPC have to try and work together to come against them. They are friends here. Smiley face.
Yay!
1945. After the end of World War II in 1945, the KMT and CPC continue fighting. Brownie face.
1949. By 1949, the CPC is winning. The Nationalist Party, KMT, and Chiang Kai-Shek, and forces retreats to Taiwan and establish the Republic of China there. At home in mainland China, the Communists take over and declare the People's Republic of China, PRC.
1949 to 1976. Socialist changes in China. The PRC and Mao are now in charge. Drug trafficking in the country as well as foreign investment were largely wiped out. Many buildings of historical and cultural significance as well as countless artifacts were destroyed by the Maoist regime since they were considered reminders of the feudal past.
Great Leap Forward, 1958. Mao urged the use of communal organized iron smelters to increase steel production, pulling workers off of agricultural labor to the point that large amounts of crops rotted unharvested. The implementation of Maoist thought in China may have been responsible for over 7 million excessive deaths during peacetime.
No! 1966 Cultural Revolution. Mao began the Cultural Revolution in May of 1966. Red Guards terrorized the streets. Many ordinary citizens were deemed counter-revolutionaries. Education and public transportation came to a nearly complete halt. Many people were executed because they were charged as counter-revolutionaries. Daily life involved shouting slogans and reciting Mao quotations from the Little Red Books. The campaign would not come to a complete end until the death of Mao in 1976. Yay! Mao sucks.